Everybody, thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. My name is Varush and this is the Pick a Card channel. So you want to subscribe down below by hitting the join button or the subscribe button. Today we're going to take a look at who is your future spouse. I'll try to give you some information and insight on who this person is. This is done by request. You can see the request here by Priya Sahu, sorry, it's a Punjabi name or an East Indian name. I don't know how to pronounce it, but she says please do a pick a card reading for the future spouse. So we'll do this. I thought I'd make it interesting to give, and I use some cards that describe where they are in relation to you right now, maybe some other insights into the qualities of this person. So you can choose one of three options. You have 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to tell you who this person is. These videos I'm trying to keep quite simple, so I'm not doing any editing. You'll see me moving cards around, but we'll keep them in the same order. We have pile 1 first. Thank you guys so much for joining me and welcome to my channel if you just dropped in. Let's take a look at who your future spouse is. So we have the John Holland Tarot first. Your first message is choose wisely. This is the 7 of Cups. And then we have the Patience card, which is the card of Temperance. Then we have the Obstacles and Challenges, the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. And then we have the Ace of Cups, Love Begins. So just to begin this reading, I think that maybe there's been some things that have been going on in your or their life that has caused delays for this relationship to begin. Such things as having to go to school or to fulfill some other life responsibility. And I think that at the beginning, or maybe even right now, you feel as though it's not going to happen. It's not going to come together for you in the way that you had hoped. But I think that things are actually working together to produce for you union or to reconnect and to begin this relationship. I have a feeling that finances will also be a factor in your relationship, but don't be afraid of that. It just means that you'll have to work hard in order to achieve financial stability and to pursue this relationship. That can mean such things as like having to work in order to pay for a wedding, having to in some way be smart with your finances and save your money for the purpose of really being present in your relationship. You may even want to start saving now. Let's take a look at the next cards. We have the Truth card, which is the card of the Last Judgment ruled by Pluto. And then we have 3 of Cups, Rejoice and Celebration. See, there's a reunion coming here. After a period in which somebody may have walked away from you or you have walked away from them. I don't feel as though you had walked away from them or they had walked away from you because they didn't love you. They just had to do something. It really feels like they had to go to school or they had to take a job somewhere. External influences are a huge part on this relationship, I believe. But there is going to be a reunion. We have the 3 of Swords, Heartache and Loss. And then we have finally Temptation, which is the card of Capricorn or the Devil card in other decks. So this person may be an earth sign or a Capricorn. Also, this relationship may really hit it off when we reach Capricorn season. This is a timeless reading, so each year the Capricorn season begins in December on the 20th and then or 21st and then ends in January. So right through Christmas, right through New Year's, there will be probably a reunion or the beginning of things. I have a feeling that this relationship involves like a long journey and a big decision, a hard decision that was either already made or will be made early on in the relationship that will cause the relationship to take a detour, like I said. So there's definitely some kind of delay that's going on in this relationship, but there will be a reunion. I think that the thing to work on in this relationship is not letting such things as money make you feel discouraged. So the relationship is coming for you. It is going to work out. We have Love Begins here, the Ace of Cups. But I have a feeling that one or both people feel as though this relationship is going to be too expensive, that they can't do it, that it's too outside of their reach. And so maybe this involves a move for some of you. And so I think it's important to really in some way deal with those emotions and stay optimistic about this relationship. I do feel as though maybe that sadness and the heartache and loss is what motivates people to come together in the end. So don't be so afraid of the fact that there's a Three of Swords here. That might be the awakening point for realizing that you need to be together. I have a feeling that maybe some people have to deal in this relationship with substance abuse issues or other kinds of dependencies, maybe codependent behaviors. So in which case they have to get help. If the other person is dealing with those issues, they have to get help, seek help, and work out those problems. They may actually come back early on, I feel. So there may be a separation early on, a quick return, and then a realization that other work needs to be done before this relationship will flourish. This can also suggest that you start a business together. So starting a business and being very, very successful in that business could be the long-term forecast for this relationship. I have some oracle cards to give kind of insight into the situation. So let's take a look at the energies. First, we have dreams. So I have a feeling that maybe you have dreamt of each other for a long time, or you've had certain degrees of premonitions that have kind of stirred your imagination or inspired you for a long time, and you've been wondering if this person has been in my dreams so much, if it feels so transcendental, if it feels so much like past lives, karmic and intense issues, then why is it not happening? I think it has to do with your individual life path. So somebody is choosing a path that they must go, and they have to choose that very, very carefully. And sometimes our solo journeys have a place in our life before we can be together. So there's a degree that somebody has to do their own thing in their own life. Maybe it's you, maybe it's the other person, but yet you're already connected in some way. Here is the next message. So this has to do with the chakra system. So this says that this is a relationship from the heart. So this kind of explains why you keep going back together, why you keep reconnecting. I have a feeling that there's like circumstances in life pulling you apart and then choosing to be back together, being sad when you're apart, always reuniting. There's always that reconnection. You may already know this person, and it's the person with whom you've had 100 reconnections, that friend that you've known since elementary school who you periodically contact and reconnect. There's some kind of a heart-based connection that's very strong here, and I feel like that leads to improvements, reunions, and so forth. The next message is, this is a lucky number, so this has to do with your if you're a twin flame energy or soulmate energy, what is the energy that you and this person share, and that is of service. So one or both of you have a huge connection to the need for providing service for others, for improving the lives of others. You have like a communal path. This is a life path number 444, and I have a feeling that maybe some of the lessons that you are learning here between the Three of Swords and the Five of Pentacles has to do with raising your awareness so that you can provide service for others in a more holistic way. Those people who have never suffered oftentimes have a hard time providing service because they can't really identify with the people who they are helping, right? That doesn't mean that you have to suffer to understand, but it does sometimes inform people and teach people how to look at circumstances so they understand the dynamics that they're involved in. Let's take a look at the next card. So this card represents where this person is in relation to you right now. So you want to look west, which is the card of balance. So I have a feeling that one or both of you have to close a chapter in your life before this relationship really begins. I think there's other things that are going on for you individually before this relationship gets really going. But I think that in relation to you, the mindset that I had when picking this card was, where are they in relation to you right now? So look west. You know, have you guys ever heard of never eat shredded wheat? So you go never, and you go clockwise. So you go north, never eat shredded wheat, and then you'll know where west is. So look clockwise from north. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. That's how I know how to find it. But yeah, so go to the west where the sun sets, and that is where your partner is right now, your future spouse. And then we have the shadow, number 15. There's a strong Capricorn energy here because this is the card of Capricorn. It's the same card as here. So it's either that person has strong Capricorn transits, or there's going to be some really huge event that has to do with Capricorn season. Maybe you'll meet this person. Maybe that's when you'll get married. There's also a possibility that there's something that's very transformative that happens during Capricorn season. We had an eclipse on the 25th of December 2019. Yeah, 2019. And that was a new moon eclipse in Capricorn. And so maybe that energy already sparked that off. I know this is a timeless reading, so you may be watching anytime. But I have a feeling that there's something to do with that time period between December and January that's going on. Or this person has strong Capricorn transits, and that's an aspect. Or, and I do feel this for you, that once you are together, financial success will be a huge part of this relationship. So you will either start a business that's very successful, you will be working in some capacity, maybe a service capacity together, helping others. And so all of this learning that you do before you actually connect will actually teach you and inform you as to how to move forward. So this connection is already here. Your premonition is already showing you this person's in your future, but you have to wait a while and probably some life lessons before you get together. Okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this option. If you like it, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe to make the energy real. If it's not for you, choose option number 2 or 3. And that will be a good way to go. Okay, so let's do number 2 now. Ouch. Okay, sorry. I sat on my ankle in a weird way. Okay, so number 2. Hi, number 2. Welcome to my channel. My name is Varouche, and this is the Pick a Card channel. Make sure to subscribe to it separately. It's different than my main channel. Okay, so let's see your cards. So this is the John Holland deck. This is option number 2. I'm describing your future spouse. Okay, let's see how it goes. First card is the Universe. Okay, so this is the World card in many tarot decks. And then we have the 7 of Pentacles, patience and planning. Okay, so investment in the future, waiting for the future. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning. So somebody's starting a new job, somebody's starting a new career, they're going in a new direction. And then we have the 8, the Strength card, Leo, the card of Leo. Somebody's life is changing as they are becoming very, very successful, especially financially successful. This might be through a job, but this could also be through something like parents leaving money behind for their children or something like that. They might have a trust fund that they're going to receive, and once they receive that, then they will truly become who they're meant to become. So they're going to have an increase, an influx of money that's going to change their life. I have a feeling that this relationship for some time will involve a degree of saving money. So it's not going to be like a crazy relationship where you just run at things and throw your money at things and not think about the future. I think that both of you are very minded with regard to money. So you will very much be trying to save money, or in other ways trying to secure a future for yourselves by being prudent and careful, looking to the future. This may involve a degree of travel, so that you may be actually more apart. I'm going to pick a card for you guys in just a moment that's going to show you exactly I'm going to pick a card for you guys to show you where this person is, but I have a feeling that this may involve like they may be far away from you and you have to save money to be together. So there's some kind of an aspect to your relationship there. There could also be a pregnancy, and if there's a pregnancy, there's a good chance that the child will be in Leo. So congratulations to those of you for whom this is true. Here is the next message. We have the throat chakra. These cards have chakra cards. There's going to be another oracle card that's a chakra card that's coming. This may suggest that you've been talking online or on the phone over vast distances. So either you met online or possibly or will meet online, or possibly they are far away from you, and a portion of the relationship will involve communicating over distances, being far away from each other, and having to in some way keep in touch, like through being far away from each other. The next message is the transformation card, which is the card of Scorpio, the death card. So I have a feeling that there's going to be a big decision reached in this relationship. And when you make that decision, that's when you will both decide to save money and plan for the future. This isn't a relationship that will come together on its own, because there's some kind of a distance between the both of you. So you will have to use your reason and mind and be mindful of bringing this relationship together. The next card is the Two of Swords, Moon in Libra. So I think that when there's so maybe at first there's a little bit of a struggle financially. Maybe initially you're doing a lot of saving. You don't know where things will go. Maybe there's a question about what your careers will be like. And so not everything is in focus. But I have a feeling that some job or some opportunity will come into your lives, and that will really temper and put things to peace. I think it will bring you two together physically in the same place, and I have a feeling that it will also address long-term anxieties about the future. And then we have the Three of Pentacles, recognition and reward. So I have a feeling that somebody's been working very, very hard towards their goals. So I have a feeling that maybe they are a very professional person. They have a master's degree or a PhD or maybe some other professional designation. I have a feeling that this person has really worked hard towards their goals, and I think that maybe this relationship will culminate in some kind of specialization or other types of professional knowledge. So this person is going to be very dedicated to their work, and I think that their career will blossom and grow and grow and grow. So they're constantly investing money into themselves, into their career, and possibly doing a lot of travel. Let's take a look at our oracle cards for today. So we have the answered prayer. Okay, so it's almost like there's some distant place, maybe somewhere where you've lived before, that you long for and that you miss. And I have a feeling that somewhere in another time and place, you saw this person already, or a person who's very similar to this, and it struck such a chord with you that you had always secretly hoped that some aspect of this person would be a part of your life. Either this person would come into your life, the person that you had met, or someone like them, or someone from the place that you had left before. If you have immigrated somewhere or moved far away, you had always somehow hoped that something will come together that brings that fond memory into your present time. So you have a longing for something in the past, and this energy will bring something from the past that you love dearly that's no longer with you back in. Either that person's from your home country, if you're from a different country than where you live now, or this person is otherwise, I'm bringing in the energy of the past that you miss and you long for. Maybe this is the energy of someone who has passed on, like a grandfather or grandmother who you love dearly, and this person carries a very similar vibration, a very similar vibe. The next message is the third eye. So this is a psychic connection, intuitive vision. So we have the throat chakra and intuitive vision. So there's definitely, these are both chakra cards. So this is the throat, right? And this is the third eye. And so I have a feeling that there's a lot to do with premonition here. There's like insight, and you're having visions, or you're being guided by your intuition. And so you have to trust your gut instinct in this. Likewise, the other person who it feels like maybe they are in a profession that's very practical, an engineer, a scientist, a doctor, a teacher, something that's very hands-on, maybe a mechanic, something like that. And so this person has a very hands-on, rational career, but they also have a strong intuition and connection with you. And so it's important that both of you trust your gut instinct. And if your gut says, go somewhere today, you have to go and be there, then go be there, because that person might be there as well. So trust your instinct from now on, and that will bring you two together. The next message has a lot to do with your kind of energy or your mission in life. So you have the number 222, which is the energy of compassion. So I think this relationship will really revolve around understanding what the other person needs. You will also grow a lot, because this will be a perfect mirror for you. This relationship will be a perfect mirror for you. And so there's this compassion that you express to each other, but the mission of your relationship is compassion. Helping a neighbor, helping a friend. You might adopt 100 different animals because you find them in strange places. You may foster kids, bring kids from broken families and let them live with you in the home. So in one way or another, this relationship will be a relationship of compassion, in which you show compassion to each other, but also to the world, and that is your path. And if you are twin flames or soulmate energy, then that's the main path of your relationship. Here is the next message. So I picked this card to sort of point out to us which direction this person is in right now. So this is the northwest direction, the wisdom. So the idea is, where is this person in relation to you? So you want to look to the northwest. This person is in that direction somewhere. You have to figure out where your bearings are, where north is. But yeah, this person is northwest of you, and maybe they are not Northwestern University, just kidding, but maybe. I have a feeling that this person is investing a lot of time in themselves right now, not in a kind of superficial way, but such things as education and schooling. And I think that probably and very likely you're a very similar type of person, where a lot of energy is going into refining your skills and becoming a better person, and I applaud you for that. So this person is right now in the northwest. They're attaining wisdom, so I do feel like there's a lot of education involved, or at least a lot of practical learning, hands-on learning. Here is the next message. We have unity, which is the number 6, the Lovers card. So this is a trump card. So this person might be a Gemini. Let me tell you the signs that are here in the card. So we have Scorpio, Leo, and Gemini. That might be aspects of their chart, but it's not necessarily so. The Unity card is a huge card of marriage and family. I have a feeling that you and them will be very much like staples in your community. You will have a large family around you, or a lot of extended family will always reach out to you. People will be coming to you for the holidays and other events. I think that you will be the hub of a social network, a community around you, maybe just in your town or the city you live in. But I think that there will be a lot of like social events, a lot of gatherings. You will go out a lot. Maybe you both have jobs that require a social component where you have to go and socialize and mingle and network. So I think that you will provide like a unified effort, a unified force. Also, for those of you who are practicing a religion, this really, really feels like there's a strong religious component here in the sense of community. So like a community group around your church, mosque, or whatever type of religion you practice, and you will be the leaders of that religious community, one of the leaders, like in the social aspect of what that religion entails. Okay, so there's this really like pillars of your community, I guess that's a way to say it. I have a feeling that one or both of you will volunteer a lot as well, and I commend you for that. So that's number 2. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make the energy real. If you don't like this option, choose 1 or 3 and see if that vibes with you a little better. But I'm going to move on to 3, and then we'll see what number 3 brings, okay? So number 3, thank you for watching. Welcome to my channel. Sometimes it doesn't want to focus. So we have number 3, welcome to my channel. We're going to take a look at your future spouse and relationship. So I'm trying to describe for you what your future spouse is like and what your relationship will entail. Let's take a look at your cards. The first card is the Firm Foundation, 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so this is a person who's worked out a lot. I always love this card because this person's back is so strong. So this is a person who has worked out a lot, or maybe you have worked out a lot in life. There's a very, very strong foundation. There's also financial strength from the get-go in this relationship. Maybe there's a little bit of an unwillingness to, how do you say, open up and challenge what you have. So that will be a hurdle in your relationship where one or both of you will really be not so eager for a relationship, frankly, but you'll meet each other and you'll like each other, and that will push things along. But I think that you see the jeopardy of in some way putting your life on the line and possibly damaging it by a bad relationship. So either one or both of you are cautious towards relationships in general because you don't want to lose what you have. Here is the next message, the 9 of Cups, fulfillment of wishes. This is Jupiter. This is Sun in Capricorn, so that might be a Capricorn person. This is Jupiter in Pisces. This card has to do a lot with a few things, so let's acknowledge all of them. For some people, it has to do with drinking. So if you're in any way connected to drinking or partying, you might want to be careful around that. That's the negative part of this card, but everything else is positive. This is a card of wish fulfillment. I have a feeling that one or both of you have had a disappointing relationship in the past or other circumstances that made you really wary of people, so much so that you maybe didn't give up trying, but also at the same time were quite skeptical about relationships, and you were not going to fall for it. That's how it seems. And I think that the antidote is this relationship, is this connection with this person. Here is the next message, movement, choices, and decisions, the 2 of Pentacles. So slow and steady change. So they're going to open up to you more and more, or maybe you will open up to them gradually. And I think that you will slowly learn to realize that this connection is good. And I have a feeling that all these relationships are like really close mirrors of each other, which means what's happening for them is what's happening for you as well. And so I think that probably you've worked out a lot, or you have some kind of foundation you don't want to lose. And slowly but surely a situation will come in that will kind of coax you into opening up and start opening up and challenging the status quo as you learn to trust it. Then we have a chakra card. This deck has cards. We have the crown chakra. I think this relationship is beyond you. Like, I really feel as though one or both of you are sort of not even thinking about marriage, relationships, partnerships. You're doing your own thing. Maybe you look at how, like, divorce rates being 50% and you're like, I'm not going to be anywhere near that mess. It just feels like a waste of time. But I have a feeling this connection is beyond you. I have a feeling this connection it's almost like you are drawn together. I feel like there's perfect synastry between you. You may see each other in the same places over and over again. You're like, who is this person? Why do I keep seeing this person? What does this have to do with anything? You're being guided to each other. And in some way, this does involve a wish, right? The 9 of Cups is the wish card. So and it's Jupiter. So it's like you almost started, how do you say, one or both of you almost stopped believing in the possibility of this happening. And lo and behold, Jupiter's like, here you go. We're going to make it happen. So, and I feel like both of you are very assertive in your lives. So it's like, if something's not working, you adjust your life to live a better life. And some of the choices and decisions have led to you being more shut down or more reserved in relationships. But I think this perfect kind of dynamic is coming in that's going to pull you out of that mindset. Then the second line is the Fool. So I have a feeling that this person has begun something new, or maybe you have begun something new fairly recently. This and that is why they or you both have in some way been very careful. So you're really trying to establish yourself in some kind of capacity, and so maybe you are maybe more careful with welcoming people in. The download is that maybe you're in a new environment, a new city, a new area of your city, and before you get tied up with someone or a group of friends, you want to figure out who's who and what's what. So maybe the idea is that you're not so open because you want to figure out who you're dealing with before you start making life choices. And so that's where I really sense that at the beginning there will be a degree of being very careful with each other and not sure with each other. And so, but that will naturally evolve and grow closer together. The next card is the Star card, which is the card of Aquarius or hope. So this is, together is like the power duo, you know, the fulfillment of wishes and the hope card. So I have a feeling that serendipity is going to play a line in this, or a factor in this, or synchronicity. Like I said, you will constantly see each other together in the same place. You will bump into each other. You will have common friends. For those of you who are wondering if this is a twin flame relationship, this could be a twin flame relationship coming in, or a meant to be relationship. I like calling them karmic in a positive sense. I know that people think of karmic as a negative thing, but to me that just means that there's an interconnection that's meaningful there, like that has to do with some larger narrative of your life. So there is this deeper connection where you kind of think to go to the farmer's market at the same time on Saturdays, or maybe going to the movies on a Thursday, you know, at the same time. The same movies draw you. So you keep seeing this person in the same places. I have a feeling you have shared friends together as well. The next message is the Gemini card, Harmony, the Lover's card. So I have a feeling as this connection evolves, and I think it's going to happen quite quickly. So I don't think that this kind of reserved energy is going to stick around a very long time. You will start the relationship in a very reserved energy, very skeptical about relationships, but as you meet each other, it's almost like you already know from the beginning when you first see each other that this is going to be something, but you still let it evolve on its own. And you see here, there's like a flourishing of a relationship really, really early on that will bring you two together, and that will encourage you to kind of break down your walls. Here is the next message. We have intuition. Crown chakra, intuition. So you may have a path together that involves, you know, providing service to others. We'll see that in a minute with the oracle cards. There may be a huge component that has to do with like insight, intuition, premonition, learning the higher path, being encouraged to go in some direction that is inspired, having a purpose, trying to help other people, seeing beyond the veil. I don't know if you've ever heard that term, but what that means is looking beyond this. So if you ever have heard about the Akashic records, so the Akashic records are like this library of books in this 5-dimensional space that has all the information of everything. I think it's in the 9D actually, but it's this collection of information about who we are meant to be here on Earth. And so oracles and intuitives, they reference this and they connect with this in order to provide you information. So there's this level of understanding our real reality here with this insight from these higher realms. And so your relationship will in one way or another reflect that. Either both of you are psychic, or one of you is extremely psychic, and that is a huge part of your life. And that doesn't mean that you work as a psychic. It can mean that this person makes choices about their career and the direction they're going in life based on premonition. So they may say to you, like, let's have a baby right now because I'm intuitive and I feel like this is the right time. So a lot of the decisions that you make about the relationship might be informed by these very kind of subtle energies that are not necessarily rational, but definitely one or both of you are an insanely psychic, insanely, like very, very intense connection with the universe. And maybe one or both of you are also used to explaining to people why you do things, because it doesn't make sense to people why you do things, because you're driven by your intuition. Okay, so let's see the cards here. There's just a real profound aspect to this relationship. There's a profound connection and a profound meaning. Let's take a look at the oracle cards to see a little deeper. So we have birth, okay? So the beginning of something, a spark. You can kind of see someone who has their back turned, right? But he's looking over, like he's in some way noticed something. It's important to kind of recognize this is the Four of Pentacles, but that triangle actually represents the element of fire. So this person might have a lot of fire in their chart. This is also like the Phoenix rising. So there could be a big regeneration, especially with this Fool card here, about a change of life. So this person may go from a very professional environment like engineering or science towards a much more intuitive, holistic path, such as reading tarot cards, astrology, maybe other kinds of work like yoga or some kind of holistic natural medicine, that kind of thing. I think that there will be a change in path for one or both of you towards a much more like a holistic experience, or a much more like full life, a much more like integrated life. In other words, you'll be smelling the roses a lot more in life from a very a life that was very systematic, a life that was very controlled and organized, towards a life that is sort of messy, but sort of messy beautiful, if that makes sense. Here is the next message. We have the United Crown. Did we see this? Yeah, we have the crown chakra again. So this is a psychic connection like no other. This is people who are very strong in character, doing their own thing, and then it's like, and then you're humbled by the higher powers, by universe, by Jupiter, whatever it is, by destiny. You are in some way informed and guided together. This is a very spiritual experience where someone has their spiritual awakening, and yeah, definitely waking up. This is a relationship of integrity, number 333. So this can reflect on you if you are a twin flame couple, and this will reflect what your purpose is together, which is that of integrity. But this is like a relationship of truth and honesty. It's like you're fine living your lives independently, and you've done well independently so far. But I think that when you connect, or when you get on each other's radar, even if psychically, when this new beginning happens, then I think that suddenly that well-organized life will somehow be not enough. Suddenly you will need to like color it. It feels like a black and white life before, and then suddenly it infuses with a bunch of color and emotions and just breadth and intensity. Here is the next card. So this card is meant to represent, where is this person in relation to you right now? You have the card of excitement or the southeast direction. So this person is either in your city or town southeast of you, or maybe somewhere further away in the southeast direction. Here is the next message, and we have, this is intuition again. Oh my goodness, I'm not joking. Look at this. So we have intuition, insight. This is the High Priestess card. So there's going to be some kind of epiphany. There's going to be some kind of moment of waking up. There is going to be, wow, twin flames waking up is all over this, isn't it? So this looks like something bigger than you is a part of this, and I have a feeling that this energy is very strong in the realm of twin flame energy, in the realm of soulmate energy. It has a lot to do with it's almost like Dorothy getting picked up by the tornado. Something's taken, but in a good way, and she's taken from wherever she was, Kansas, right, towards Oz, which is this magical place, and don't think of it as like the storyline of that movie or that book goes, but more in the sense that you're being taken out of the rudimentary, mundane experience of the day-to-day life, and you're being suddenly shifted towards and pushed towards this really intense and truthful. Integrity means truth, right? So this very, very honest and like in alignment with your North Node energy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you like this option, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make the energy real. If you want to try a different option, I have 1 and 2 as well, so go check that out. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best. Take care. Bye.